So, welcome back to another video. Today we're continuing our little series on the SEC teams. We're doing LSU, and so kick this off, Dante.
Well, LSU won the national championship. They won the SEC championship as well. So now we move on to a new year, new season, new record. So I'm going to open this thing up with a topic. What will LSU look like, Dallas? This hopefully we have a season this year. What will they look
Maybe,
like?
I don't know. Well,
that was a question.
Well, it's going to be really hard for them because they're going to be replacing, the almighty Joe Burrow. So, he's the best thing ever down there at LSU.
Yeah.
But Ed Orgeron has said that the quarterback they have is just as good as Joe Burrow. So, what do you think?
Well, Ed is just lost his mind. All right, because I guess he's still hung over from all the celebration, but it's gonna be hard to replace a Heisman Trophy winner. It ain't easy, bro. So if he thinks whoever this guy is gonna come in and be the next saver, no, dog. I mean, he might win a couple of games, but it ain't gravy. I mean, they probably got Burrow burgers on at a burger stand, and but it's gonna be hard, man. And plus, they lost their defensive coordinator. He went to Purdue, but they bring back an old face back to the program. So, what do you think about Bo
Pelini?
Bo Pelini opens up.
Defense coordinator.
Yes, the new defense.
That was a long time ago since the last time I heard his name.
Yep.
2007.
Yeah, under Les Miles, and he did help the Tigers win in the national championship in 2007. And wasn't he at Nebraska? Wasn't he coaching at Nebraska?
He was a head coach.
Yeah, because he used. Now I remember where they had all the time. But yeah, what do you think? I mean,
they won national championship that time. It was between Auburn, LSU, and Alabama to win the West. Because that was Saban's first year.
But at that, from 2005 to 2007, all offenses wasn't as advanced like it was now. You can still and memo was you can run the football. That was still kind of the memo was run the football.
Ed better hire somebody to be a defensive what do you call that?
Specialist.
Yeah.
Analyst.
Yeah, defensive analyst. Teach him how to run a new defense. It's just like what's his face?
But you know what I was thinking, bro? I was thinking they're gonna miss David Aranda. He was a really good defensive.
Didn't he go to Joe Brady go to the Falcons?
Carolina.
Oh, yeah, he went North Carolina.
Carolina. That's another topic for
Talking about Cam Newton. We're going to talk about Cam Newton.
But
he recently got free agency, and Matt Rule got there, and Joe Brady got there, and Cam thought he was going to have a stellar year, but they pushed him out the door, and Cam said it himself that they did this to him. They just gave up on him practically.
Yeah, pretty much.
And they got Teddy Bridgewater.
Good luck with that.
But back to LSU. This Miles Brennan guy, Ed says that he was the backup to Joe Burrow, that he threw better throws than Joe Burrow, that he's studied as much film as Burrow did, and all kind of stuff like that. But excuse us, we're currently reading.
Yeah, we
on SaturdayDownSouth.com. Shout out to them, but I mean, you want to take a look at their schedule?
Yeah, bro.
So, first game they play UT San Antonio.
Win.
Next year.
Well, good luck. I mean,
Then they play Texas. They play at Rice, Ole Miss, Nicholas State, Florida, Arkansas, Mississippi State, Alabama, South Carolina, Auburn, A&M.
but I got a question. Like, if you like Texas, that's gonna be. I think like Texas lost
They
to them
play
in
them
a
at
close
Death
one.
Valley this time.
But I think Texas is gonna get them one.
So, what would you say their record would be?
It'll be good. It'll be like that Florida game's gonna. I don't think they're gonna beat Florida. I think Florida's gonna have a tremendous year next year. I think they're gonna have a really good year next year. Florida is, but I think they lose to Texas. They lose to Florida and Alabama. The stretch is when they get. The stretch is playing South Carolina. The stretch is from November the 7th when you play Auburn, Alabama, South Carolina, Auburn, and A&M. That's brutal. At the end of the year, that's brutal. Like if I'm a head coach, I'm pissed off at this.
Listen, Auburn has that game circled because if we don't beat LSU this year, then we might as well say.
Because when you look at all of those teams, like, okay, they're gonna kill San Antonio, but the Texas game, I think they're gonna lose. They're gonna lose to Florida. I'm trying to think of one of those
trap games.
Games on there.
What about Arkansas?
I don't think Arkansas will do it.
I think Arkansas would be a good upset if Arkansas has enough.
I gotta know what their
State
defense look like. I need to see what Arkansas's defense looks like.
Mississippi State would be a good one too, because Matt Leach.
I mean, if I had one trap game upset, you might be on. I might go with you, Dallas. I probably would say Arkansas, because because they gotta go to Gainesville and they gotta go to Arkansas before they get Mississippi State, Alabama, and South Carolina.
I just think it's gonna be brutal for LSU.
And then you look at A&M. A&M could be undefeated. Undefeated. I'm just putting quotation marks.
I mean,
undefeated. But that's brutal. I mean, I wouldn't want to play Alabama. It depends on what South Carolina could be on the bubble of trying to figure out what they're going to do. Will they make it to a bowl game? So that's tough. If I'm a coach, I'm pissed off. Like, really. And then plus
Ed Orgeron said he don't care who they play, where they play, what time they play. It don't matter.
And then plus you got to play Alabama, and like Alabama, they want to play LSU again. But
Auburn does. Everybody does. Everybody is gonna have that on their schedule.
So do you think like last year was like
a one-off?
I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna be honest here. I'm just gonna put this out here. Watching LSU last year, I think the defense wasn't as good as the offense. The offense was good, but the defense wasn't as because to me, when I look at it, I think if they had a shutdown defense, nobody should score over 14 points. You should. My fault. Oh, I'm sorry. Nobody should.
Shit.
Nobody you should only give up 14 points a game. When you have an offense like that, if I'm the defense, you're like we better not give up over 14 points a game. And then I can look at it and say that was a fire-ass team. But I think their defense wasn't as good as their offense. And I think their offense helped their defense out because games were over in the second half. So if you're a defensive player, you don't got to do that much. Oh, I got an offense that's gonna go out here. Every time I turn around, they're in the end zone. So why do I have to stop anybody? But
that's the thing. If their offense was average, their defense couldn't. I don't think they hyped them up to say that they're DBU and all that stuff, and that they're the best defense in college, which they had a good defense, like. But to say it was the best defense in college, right now from last year, who had the best defense in college football?
ugh.
Was it Auburn?
You talking about in the SEC or like as a
College
whole?
football. Was it Auburn? Was it Oklahoma?
You know
Was
what?
it-
I don't know, bro. Like that's a good question because see, this is my point. This is why I think a lot of coaches should say, yes, we have to score points, but like this is what I'm saying. This is why I think like the big man is not available in basketball anymore. I think it's gonna happen to football. The defense don't matter. If you got a fight offense and a really good quarterback, why should I play defense?
That's why you got teams scoring so much. It's like it's gonna transition to that in the NFL because you already had that when the Chiefs and the Rams played and they scored so many points, and the 49ers in the Super Bowl, and Auburn was, and I'm not biased, but Auburn was the team that had the defense was better than the offense.
Oh, I agree with you there, bro.
But people said Georgia had the best defense.
Like,
did you agree with that?
In the conference?
I'm talking about
overall?
Nationwide.
Look, when I look at... But, I mean, Georgia... Look, if you're a Georgia fan, guys... If you're a Georgia fan, I mean, Georgia's known for defense. Georgia's going to have a good defense. So I'm not even going to count. I'm not even going to look
and
at...
now Auburn is known for defense.
I'm not even going to look...
I never thought in a million years Auburn would struggle with offense. I thought for sure defense was always going to be a problem for Auburn, but it's changed. Times have changed. But, well,
defensive stats say that LSU had a good defense because they're ranked number one in the SEC, but then it's Alabama, Mississippi. How in the hell Mississippi State get third, man? And Auburn's way down here in the 8th.
People were saying this. They said Auburn was statistically the better offense until the Iron Bowl, and then that's when Mac Jones shredded them up. LSU, I mean, they didn't really shred us up too bad, but they kind of did.
And like, speaking of defenses, and I was, since we're talking about defense, go back to the SEC. If you go back to the SEC championship game, if you watched it, like Georgia was still in the game. All Georgia did was just score, score. But they couldn't because they.
That's why Gus was saying on the panel. He said, "Whatever you do, don't throw it to Derek Stingley," because, I mean, pick six every time. But Gus.
When I look at, I mean, I'm not knocking LSU. I hope you guys don't think, those Baton Rouge fans. I don't want you coming up here and knocking on my door, setting my stuff on fire because I'm bashing your team. No, you had a good year. I'm just saying, when I think of an undefeated team, yes, you got to have the offense, but you have to have that. You got to be good all around.
Defense.
You can't be good in one area and be like, you have to be good all around. The Clemson game, you didn't put up the points you wanted to put up because Clemson was still in the game. But it is what it is. I mean, you guys won. I mean, he's an Auburn fan. I'm an Alabama fan. I'm happy that you guys won? No. Is he happy that you guys won? No. We both we could have came back and beat y'all, if there was more time on the clock, but it didn't happen that way. So
Every team could have beat LSU this year. Mississippi State could have if they could have scored enough points. Every team.
That's what I'm saying.
Florida,
like,
all of them.
Like, okay, you had Alabama. The game was over at halftime. Now, why in the world would you let Alabama come back the way they came back? Where you could have just said, let's just.
They were up 30-10.
Yeah,
30-9, something like that.
I don't even think.
Like, I didn't even know what I was watching at the time. I was just staring at the screen like
for real. So it's like, and you let us come back.
And it was tied 10-10 in the Auburn LSU game.
That's what I'm saying. So I can't look at you and say, "Oh no, I can't." You have to be good.
It was tied 16-14 Mississippi State LSU game. So I don't know what.
But I feel like when they beat Alabama, they kind of felt like we were gonna win it all. And
I knew after that
they wasn't gonna lose another game. Cause I was talking like they were gonna lose another game. Like I felt like they were gonna lose another game. I kind of felt it, but they didn't. I don't know. I forgot what I said.
I didn't even know Alabama was gonna lose to Auburn for real. Like
the way it like I told
football
Dallas
last year was just crazy.
Like I told Dallas, like Auburn was due. Like they were due for a win. Like they were just due for a win. Like sooner or later they're gonna open the door.
And that's what I've been saying because everybody was telling me, "Oh, why do you think Auburn's gonna beat Alabama this time?" And I'm like, because you know, Alabama's not expecting it. They expect them to go in there. We're gonna go to the ACC championship.
Yeah, and I'm an Alabama fan, and I wasn't expecting.
I mean, not
for us to
championship,
lose
playoff.
to Auburn
Because the playoff.
You know, and I don't want like us Alabama fans like we're naive. Oh man, if we had Tua, I don't even think if Tua would have been healthy, we would have won because we had freshmen at linebacker, which that's a whole totally different case for itself. But I don't even think we would have won.
Still mad about that game. Every time I see him, he talks about Bo Nix just flip the switch and da 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 and all this stuff. I hope they can flip a switch next year, but how many more we got?
I don't even know, bro.
I gotta write them all down, but we're gonna pick our next team we're gonna talk about. We didn't predict the score, the record for LSU.
But I'm gonna say I say bowl. I give them a bowl.
Bowl game. Okay.
I give them a bowl game. I'm not saying playoffs.
So do you want to pick the next team?
Yep. Let's go. I want to talk about. Let's talk about Georgia. Because I know we ain't did them yet. In my head, yeah. We're going nowhere. We're going to Athens, Georgia.
Fans, we're talking about Georgia next. So we hope you watched the full video of this. If you have, like, subscribe, and see us next week. We hope you're staying safe. Wash your hands. Stay inside. Stay at home. Quarantine yourselves. We'll see y'all later.
We'll see you guys in Athens.